Hello. I didn't have you on my screen, so I didn't know you were going to do. Hello, Bob. It's a wonder we get through any episode.
So you've made us start recording in the morning, isn't it? Like, she can't drink at 10:30.
And you're like, watch me.
I
Challenge
would,
accepted.
if I could walk places, I would. In the summer, I would start any time of day.
Right. Hello, and welcome to W Rated, the show where we willingly watch the world's worst rated movies. Today, you've joined us on this year's Road to Razzies, which is our annual season of episodes looking at the nominations for the controversial Golden Raspberry Awards. This time, it is awarding the worst of 2025. For new listeners, I'm Daisy, and as always, I'm joined by podcast co-creator, host, and editor, Clare. Clare, would you like to tell us which film we're talking about this episode?
Yes, but I'm definitely not prepared. So we are talking about Electric State, the 2025 Russo Brothers Netflix movie. Let me just get up. I believe it only has 3 nominations.
It does, yeah. It's on the lower end.
It's on the lower end of our single
Surprisingly.
entry episodes. So it is nominated for Worst Picture, Worst Director, the Russo Brothers, and Worst Screenplay, Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, who, if you recognise those names, are indeed the Marvel writers who wrote Infinity War and Endgame.
Right.
They also wrote a number of other Marvel movies.
They've done they've done the other Russo brothers stuff.
Yeah.
Or?
And
Yeah.
they did Thor, The Dark World, and like a handful of others. So it's like they got the team back together again. But people were really, really angry when this film came out. I only watched it last week for the first time. You watched it roughly when it came out?
Roughly, maybe a couple of months after, I think.
I remember when the press images came out, I was very angry about the hair and wigs. They looked terrible. The production quality didn't look great from the set photos. It had a reported budget of $320 million, which makes it, if true, one of the most expensive films ever made.
How? Where did the money go?
To Mr. Peanut.
Of course. It's under his top hat.
And it is, and I didn't realise this, it's adapted from a book called The Electric State by Simon Stallenhag, and adaptations were announced back in 2017. Russo Brothers only got involved at the end of 2020. It was a graphic novel originally. And does it have a release date?
I've heard it's very interestingly written, and the way that it utilises the illustration with the writing is quite unique. In that it's not like a comic, it's not like a picture book. Images can stand on their own as part of the story, and then the story kind of continues after that, which I thought was really interesting. So I'd quite like to read it, actually. Yeah,
he's originally Swedish, and it is a 2018 dystopian science fiction illustrated novel.
It's 2018, but this was announced. The film was announced in 2017.
I believe people started looking to adapt it in 2017. So I believe he's quite a prolific graphic novelist. So it's probably one of those things where when he started releasing like concepts and stuff, someone was probably like,
sure.
hey.
Interesting.
And also, this is all from Wikipedia. I had the impression this was like a 90s thing.
Yeah.
Because it's also kind of set with an 80s, 90s vibe. But the original novel is a alternate 1990s dystopia.
Okay. I would quite like to read the book based on what I... and this is the thing you were saying, people were angry, is because people really loved...
the graphic novel.
I think
this was another one, and we were surprised about this with Snow White. I say this before having watched it. I was surprised when we saw the original nominations that it was only nominated for picture, director, and screenplay, because people really fucking hated this movie. and also it's Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown, and a lot of people really dislike them.
Yeah.
So I had
I'm
not seen it,
surprised
so I
neither
couldn't
of them.
at the time speak to their performances, and I don't want to give anything away quite now, but I'm really surprised that they weren't nominated just off of the vibe of these nominations.
Yes, agreed. Because if you've got people that are like, what is this shit? I really like the novel, or this is just another Russo brothers, slot.
Yeah.
Spending too much money, whatever. I don't see how those people aren't the same circle of the Venn diagram that would hate Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown.
But yeah, it's very much just above the line. I feel like as well, this was prime for a combo award. Definitely could have done some sort of combo with some of the
yeah.
But yeah, the robots.
But arguably, it's because Anthony Mackie's little robot is cute as fuck.
Was that who the voice was?
Yeah, he was great. I loved him. I love a little fella, a little guy.
Which one was he?
He was like the robot that could be like normal size or big or tiny.
I wrote his name down. Heron? Heron?
I don't know. Can't remember.
Okay. But yeah, I loved him too. But I also loved the big yellow man. I now need to show my cards. I liked this.
Did you? Interesting. Okay, I didn't dislike it.
So I expected I expected burning fire, like shit on fire, like
on your doorstep,
smeared all over my car. Like, it wasn't mind-blowing, it wasn't amazing.
No.
I have no knowledge of the original source, and yeah, where did that $320 million
it's just the thing
go?
that annoys me is just like visually it's all just that murky browny grey.
I get what
CG.
you mean, but I was very charmed by all the different robots and the
for sure,
animation styles of all the different robots. I felt like they put a lot of attention to detail. Like, they were all of different eras, of different styles. Some were like little 1960s, like the post office lady was like a little 1960s pin-up. I really liked that element of it. I thought the design of all the individual robots was brilliant. Mm-hmm. But I can see what you mean. It takes a while to get to the road.
But it was more the landscape that I was trying to think about. Just like,
but it's a wasteland, Daisy. It's a wasteland.
I know, but it didn't feel real. It felt like a green screen, and I think that's what's so difficult. Is like, does it really hurt to shoot on a barren landscape and then add stuff in? Like, it genuinely felt like they were just on a green screen set. Yeah. And it's just really hard for me to engage with films that feel like flat like that. Yeah. But I love, the thing that I liked and kept me engaged was all the robot characters.
The critters. You love a critter.
Yeah, the critters. Yeah, I love that word. And it was a little bit who's that voicing that, element. So I didn't hate this. I did find it a little bit of a slog to get through though.
It was way too long. Way too long. And then I multiple times have referenced Spielberg in my notes, and how wonderful would this movie have been if Steven Spielberg had directed it? And there are so many nods to him. There's elements of AI and elements of Ready Player One all over this. You can see that they had to have been massive inspirations either for the original novel or for this film. The score, and what I did enjoy, well done them for doing a score, even though there were a lot of unnecessary needle drops also, but like the score was
the last one. I was gonna be sick. There's been two terrible Oasis end of film needle drops in the Razzies this year.
I don't think I've got there then yet.
I don't know if you've watched it. I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Okay. And now I'm like,
man,
have I seen it and just forgotten about it?
I just think it's really hard to do an authentic, like an Oasis needle drop in a way that feels earned.
And Yellow Jackets did it. Yellow Jackets did it.
Oh, okay. And not because I'm some massive Oasis fan, but because their songs are so iconic and overplayed. It's like, hey, you love this one, don't you? Like, it's just anyway. And it was a piano cover of Wonderwall. God, it was awful. That left the worst taste in my mouth after that. I was like, fuck this shit, get it off.
Yeah, but the score I felt was very reminiscent of E.T., and so I really liked
Interesting.
that. I've written what was the point of all the needle drops. But yeah, there are literal scenes ripped from AI, E.T., Jurassic Park. Fairly innocuous at the start, but then like I think the biggest issue, and it's in my notes, this was made as a second screen movie. This was made for
I think
people that are on their phones, to the point
my
that
problem is
I
that I
drifted
can't follow.
I drifted to my phone on more than one occasion without realizing I had, and then was like, "Oh, wait, this is for the podcast. I need to pay attention." And was like, "Oh, I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what's
yeah.
happening."
And then oh no, see, I didn't, but that's
Yeah,
just me. That's just my brain.
yeah, but
But
I feel like it
I've
was set
heard
up for
someone
that.
else. I've heard someone else say that. So, do you think that the dialogue was very repetitive and very "we're here now, we're going here"? And I do,
also
yeah,
quite sparse. There actually wasn't, which certain bits of it worked for me. So like I think I've made a note that I quite liked Millie Bobby Brown and the yellow-headed robot's journey. Kind of towards the start of the movie where they're trying to get to Chris Pratt and there's a little montage, and I quite enjoyed that. But yeah, it was kind of the dialogue that there was kind of pointless, and there wasn't that much dialogue.
it's just we need to get here. Here, the places we go through and the characters we meet along the way. Here's the over. It's just such bare bones.
Yeah.
I feel,
Yeah.
considering how rich of like themes there were on offer that aren't, they touch on stuff that we're quite, saturated with in terms of tech is bad, AI robot uprising, but the book apparently is quite dark and quite impactful, so I think they kind of just color candy coated like.
Well, I wonder if that's the Netflix of it all, because I think it was
Yeah.
I might sneeze in a second. I think it was the Amazon War of the Worlds that I had the issue with. I was like, are you telling me that technology is good or bad? Because you don't seem to be able to tell me which of your threads I'm following. And it feels like maybe War of the Worlds was originally made without Amazon's involvement, which we know, and then Amazon got involved. So then they had to be like, most tech is bad, but some
Except
tech is
ours.
good. And then with this...
Except our drones.
Yeah. And then with this, it's like, oh, well, we shouldn't trust robots because robots are bad and they might kill us. But when we can build bigger robots, then it'll be fine. And it's the AI and the Netflixification, because Netflix use AI for so much of their work. And so, was this always a Netflix movie? Had it not had anything to do with Netflix, had it been made by a traditional like Warner Brothers, or is it Sony's like the only one now that don't have any streaming whatsoever, and they're doing great.
They have something on PlayStation, but I don't think you can just buy their films on
Yeah,
there. I don't think
they just are happy to like Netflix have the rights to a lot of their animations, but their films go to whoever is the highest bidder, and they seem to be doing fine. And it's like, God, imagine if like someone like Sony had made this and they didn't have any giant tech corporation overlord being like, don't make the robots too evil.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get from watching this film, I did not get that as like the takeaway anyway. It was that the robots are good and didn't ask for this. The humans are good and didn't ask for this. It's the tech overlord who was like orchestrating it all. But yeah, it's just like.
But it's just one bad guy, not all bad guys, not all tech.
Just one bad guy.
We just get rid of the bald man.
That get rid of the Tooch. Was just harvesting a boy genius's brain to fund his to fuel his dominion.
The ending was sad with that aspect, and luckily not nominated. I didn't think Millie Bobby Brown did a terrible idea. I didn't like Stranger Things. I've not seen her much. I didn't think she was terrible.
I think it's hard for me to. I think it's hard for me to get past the fact that she said she doesn't like films.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
No, I don't know. I don't want to say I dislike her. I don't dislike her as a person. I don't know her, but I don't know. I don't really feel anything when I see her on screen.
I think she's completely fine.
I don't enjoy watching her though.
But
for me.
I don't. She doesn't annoy me.
She kind of annoys me.
That's fair.
But that's not her fault. I just don't think she's a very good actress.
Yeah, the opening scenes, I had my back up because I felt like a lot of the dialogue in the opening 5 minutes was ADR'd. It felt very strange.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I just settled into it. And I felt like she had good chemistry with the robot. The robot wasn't really doing anything, but the robot was cute. So I was fine
We
with
love
that.
a cute robot.
We
Cute,
do love a
little
cute
fella,
robot.
little critter.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
fella.
She's one of those people that I just think I have an aversion to now.
That's fine. We know I have that with like Lily James and other people, so I respect it.
Yeah.
I thought Chris Pratt was woefully miscast. I didn't think he did a bad performance. He just shouldn't have been here.
Yeah, it needed to be someone more like gruff.
Yeah. Funnily enough, coming out in a new movie about the dangers of AI, Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, he would have been fun.
Yeah.
But you love Sam Rockwell, so you'd put him in everything.
I would, but he's literally. It's only because
that would have brought some really nice energy. And
I also just saw a trailer the other day where he plays like a crazy man from the future.
Oh, good
comes
luck.
Back,
have fun, don't die.
So he comes back to warn everyone about the dangers of AI, which feels like that could have been a good vibe for this.
What I would say is, if you put Chris Pratt, this is my opinion, if you put Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown together, it's a charisma vacuum. You need a foil. You need
a cool guy. I'm cool. You need actually cool. Like Zoe Saldana, she's kind of just cool.
Yeah.
She just has an attitude. Like it's.
But I just feel like if either one of those characters was played by someone else,
they would have
hold their own a little bit more and have a little bit of zhuzh magic and just something to them that it could have brought something out of the other one a little bit more. I just don't think they're in chemistry. It sounds like they're just reading stuff off of a board. You know, Chris Pratt's doing his Star-Lord routine.
They're actors for hire.
They're honing it in.
Yeah, they're actors
turn
for
up,
hire.
getting their paycheck and fucking off.
Yeah, and there's no fucking shame in that. A job's a job, but we used to have a system where those people did long-running 7-season TV shows that got syndicated.
They weren't movie stars.
They were. They might do the occasional movie, but we used to have.
Who are you thinking of as like an example?
Noah Wiley. He did. That? He's from ER. He did.
Oh, the one that's doing the pit.
Yeah, he did 10 seasons of ER. He crashed in his check. He went off. He tried to do some movies. He wasn't good enough to do movies. He did some guest appearances back on ER. He did a couple other TV shows. Now he's back in our homes, in our hearts, in the pit. Because the TV was always there to welcome him back. He tried to be the George Clooney. George got out of ER and George became George. Some people can, some people can't. Chris Pratt has made it out. He was TV. He got out. He's become movie. But he kind of needs to fall back on TV a bit, but TV doesn't exist anymore in the way it did. You're not getting 20 episodes a season, 7-season shows, 10-season shows for these kind of, I just want a paycheck actors.
Yeah, and I've watched him in, what was that Navy SEAL thing he was in?
Not Mercy. Mercy's the new one.
Oh, no.
No, but I know exactly the one you're talking about.
That will be on the Razzies.
The Tomorrow War?
No, but Stephen has watched that. I'll have to ask him what he
God, he makes some bad movies.
That's what I mean. It's just like I don't know. I'm struggling with my words, but what was the show that he's in? And again, it's just, hey, that's Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Well, as many people Chris Pratt in Jurassic World. I don't know. Yeah. It's just, he's got a shtick. I love him as Star-Lord, but on the other ones, he's kind of he's riding the coattails of Andy Dwyer and.
But he's completely abandoned Andy Dwyer, to be completely honest. There's no Andy left, because Andy was his fat and Anna Faris, and he got skinny, and he got quote-unquote hot, and he divorced Anna Faris, and now he is maybe a right-wing Christian who does a lot of steroids, and even if he doesn't do steroids, based on the physique he needs for these films, he eats a lot of boiled chicken and whole grain rice.
And he's become a boiled chicken.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't have
screen
have
presence.
laughter or joy in his heart anymore.
No joy. No joy. That's it. Eat a donut, Chris. That's all I'll say.
It's good for you.
You've completely nailed it. You've completely nailed it. He's got no seasoning anymore. Nothing. All the flavour has been boiled out.
Yeah, he's just water and muscle.
Doesn't taste good.
No.
And I feel like I'm trying to think of what Millie Bobby Brown would be.
Millie Bobby Brown is an impulse body spray.
Ha!
You buy it.
You're so right. Oh my god.
It's a random. It's in your stocking. At
No.
Christmas.
I raise you a question mark body spray.
They were like the really dirt barrel ones. Impulse was a tiny bit more expensive, right?
Okay. Oh my god, Impulse.
Yeah, but
I can smell it now.
It's in your stocking at Christmas. Maybe
the purple one.
Maybe
she's the purple Impulse.
Yes, yeah, you get it. You're like, oh, what's this? You do that. You're like, oh, it has a cool twizzle cap.
Yeah.
And then you give it a little spritz, and you're like, that smells great. And then within about 10 minutes, you're like, oh, that smells a bit gross now.
What happened to body sprays, man?
Impulse still exists. Are they right?
I know, but do people wear them?
The only people that I know that wear body sprays are my mum and smokers.
Right.
But I do have an Impulse body spray that I got at an event, and some Impulse bucket hats. So they are still around.
Oh my god, you're so right.
Yeah.
And also, she advertises for either Dubai or Abu Dhabi, and that tells you everything.
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Because I walked past a poster of her the other day going down a slide at Yas Island with a young black child, and I thought, who is that in relation to Millie Bobby Brown?
I know.
But, she's a young mum. She has a million animals, so she does seem to also give away her animals a lot, which strikes me as concerning. But yeah, odd girl.
Oh my god, you have literally... So, set the scene. We're watching a film, and the two main characters are played by a boiled chicken and an Impulse body spray. And they didn't get nominated for Razzies.
Hey, I didn't find either of them terrible. My worst supporting actor...
To be fair,
my worst supporting actor would go to Mr. Peanut. What the fuck is Mr. Peanut doing in this movie?
Well, he's in the book, I guess.
Maybe that would make more sense, because I'm like, did Mr. Peanut pay them? Did they pay Mr. Peanut? Is this the weirdest advert I've ever seen?
Hold on, hold caller.
Okay.
No, Mr. Peanut is not in the original.
So did the 320 million go to the company that owned Mr. Peanut for the rights to use his likeness and image?
I don't know where this is coming from. Oh, this because it's from Reddit. It's literally what you've just said. The character is a $320 million product placement rebranding effort by Planters to turn the mascot into a working class American folk hero. There was speculation he was going to be voiced by Robert Downey Jr. I can't even remember.
I just found it so odd. I was like, why is Mr. Peanut so relevant? I was like, why is he so important to the plot of this movie?
Decider writes, Mr. Peanut is a revolutionary war leader in Netflix The Electric State. The most unhinged product placement ever. Well, okay, hear me out. I knew he was like a mascot, but I didn't think it was like an egregious product placement thing. Because, listen, I don't live in America and I have a peanut allergy, so I don't really know much about this Mr. Peanut.
Well, so I was going to ask you, is he like your worst nemesis? Like, do you fucking want to go
No, he's in the shell. Just don't come near me. Okay. Do you know what I mean? Keep your clothes on. Mr. Peanut.
I found it an egregious product placement because I think it would have worked if it was more like Ready Player One, where almost everything was a product placement, but he was kind of the only one.
I just assumed he was like a well-loved, like, historical mascot, not like a current one.
Well, he is. I think he's been around for like decades, but he's still.
I don't know.
Continues.
This doesn't. It works for me. It fits with what they're trying to do.
Do you secretly love peanuts, Daisy? Do you think they're listening and that they'll like not kill you if you're nice to them?
I just don't feel how I felt about the Amazon Prime stuff.
You just don't want to anger the peanuts.
They'll come get me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seemed to. I was just like, okay, sure. This is part of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I
think
never questioned it.
I think I just wanted a bit more. I was like, yeah, give me more mascots. Flood me. Show
Oh,
me all of them.
interesting.
Because
But why would they all be robots?
Well, if Mr. Peanut's a robot, why is
Well,
everyone
that's
else
what
not a robot?
I was just about to say. Let's take that back. Why is he a robot again?
And why was he the leader of the robots?
Okay, so now I'm starting to see that it feels very product placement-y.
He's the leader of the robots, Daisy.
Because they were like, oh, we've got to make a really cool design for a robot to be the robot leader.
But why would
we can't think we can't think of a really cool idea, so why don't we just get someone to pay for something that people have seen before for member berries reasons?
Oh, member berries. That was a weird time. Why of all the robots would you choose the advertising robot to be your leader, but maybe he ran a great campaign?
That's very good. Very, very good. You're going to have to pick up the next segue after that because I'm still reeling in that one.
So, robots. We've talked about everything but actually the nominations. So it's nominated for picture, directing, and screenplay. Straight off the bat, I wouldn't have nominated it for any of these, but I'm not gonna argue for them either, because when you look at the budget they had versus the budget of some amazing movies that came out last year, this should just be like a million times better.
It's just a bit
meh. And so
I liked aspects of it, but the way that it's being constructed is just so the slop that we usually see. Like, well, I don't know, it's just
it just, to me, I was like, this felt like a Netflix movie. It felt like a classic Netflix sci-fi movie, and so that's what I got, and I was like, cool, no issue. But it cost a lot of money, and it had a lot of good people behind it who've done better with less. And what I was going to say is at the weekend, we went to go and see Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet on the IMAX, and oh my god, like that is one of the most hyper films ever made, and that was the second movie he's ever made, and they were pulling off those shots, that editing, that style in 1996. He was clearing whatever fucking city they filmed that in to get those car chase scenes, the drone shots, the helicopter shots they were pulling off on a tiny budget for what I'm sure it was a massive budget, but compared to now, with a relatively unknown director, and you're telling me that Netflix and the writers and directors of the two biggest films ever made pull off this?
I don't know. Number one must be all of just their fee, like cast, and also just money laundering at this point. Like I just don't see. I get it. It's like it's all gone on visual effects, but all the visual effects like just look naff. Like they don't look
apart
bad.
from my UPS robot. I just really love
her. No, but whenever I'm talking about, I'm always talking about the action and the landscapes because they just look like sludge to me. They don't feel real.
It didn't ever feel to me like they really travelled anywhere, and I got the impression that I was meant to feel like they'd really trekked and travelled, but it felt like they
didn't feel big. There was no scope. It was just I don't know.
That's it. There was no scope. Ugh. I always felt like they were half an hour from where they needed to be.
It's giving fake movie, you know?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's elements to it that I enjoyed, but it's still got this like Netflix sheen of kind of phoning it in.
Yeah.
We've thrown all this money at it and we've not really tried. And there's good things and there's bad things, and it just ends up being so down the middle because of that. And I just think, you know, looking at some of the designs and illustrations from the book, beautiful and really striking, and I'm like, I didn't see
that didn't translate.
No.
Yeah, I think the thing for me is, as I said again in our intro episode, because it's really top of mind because I edited it 2 hours ago, I survived their film Cherry, and Cherry is one of the worst things I've sat through.
Still haven't seen it.
Don't. This is not as bad as Cherry.
What do you think about, because we've brought them up before, and you said they're like a classic example of they know how to do TV but not film because they know how to do ensemble, which is why the Avengers stuff works so well. Like, I quite liked Grey Man, but I think it's because I like Ryan Gosling.
I didn't do Grey Man. I never saw it.
And it was like there was enough there to keep me interested and to see what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I just really don't like. I just don't see their style. Like, what's their style? Do they have one?
Quippy comebacks.
But that's the writing.
Yeah.
Do they write it as well?
Well, so I think the issue is, and it all stems back to the Avengers, which was Joss Whedon.
But that's Joss Whedon's writing.
But then Joss Whedon both didn't want to come back and then was not invited back. And they've been trying to copy his style ever since.
Oh.
And the thing about Joss Whedon, sounds like he's a fucking terrible dude and just a bit of a misogynist. But when he cared about something, he cared about it and he wrote it well. But he also didn't do a lot. He was a script doctor outside of his actual things. So, like, most famously Toy Story, but he also script doctored a lot of other shows. But a lot of other things, sorry. But he script doctored to keep his money coming in so that he could devote himself to passion projects like Buffy, which was a failed film that he then turned around and then he kind of got involved in all of that stuff. But they've been trying to copy his style ever since to make it their style because it's what they were the most successful at. But I don't think they're doing passion projects. I think
I don't get the feeling
highest bid projects. They're doing paycheck projects, and it's like no. That's not how it works.
So what was the other? They did Arrested Development, right?
Community.
Oh, no, that's Dan Harmon.
No, they took over from Dan Harmon when Dan Harmon was fired. That's why basically every actor.
I thought they did Arrested Development.
They might have done Arrested Development as well, but I'm almost definite that when Dan Harmon left, they were the ones that took over it.
Oh, so they basically just follow really funny people.
Yeah, who are scandalous.
Really funny / scandalous, awful people, but very good at what they do and try and just copy that style.
That's why there's almost always... No, but that's why there's community actors in all of the Marvel films, because of the Russo brothers.
Yeah, okay. I'm starting to feel like I just don't like them because I feel like
they're just jumping on other people's tail waggings,
which is fine, but then they've got nothing of their own distinctive.
Well, I think actually they do a great job of stepping in when something beloved is soiled by one bad guy at the top, and they are maybe
serviceable
copycats that can come in and steer the ship and copy a tone.
Your own stuff.
They don't have a tone to make their own things.
I love that. They don't have a tone to make their own.
Yeah.
You've summarised it perfectly, to be honest.
Because that's it. They stepped in for Community. They stepped in for Avengers.
No, listen. Russo brothers were pivotal to the success of Arrested Development, directing the pilot and several early episodes,
there you go.
which won them a Primetime Emmy. And I'm sorry, but Arrested Development is a very distinct style.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, that was cool. Do more of that.
But kept getting cancelled. It was distinct. It wasn't well received.
Yeah. It's well received by me. But it must have been for it to keep coming back.
It was well received because the people that loved it, and it was so tongue-in-cheek. Right. And it was kind of before its time. But yeah, it didn't do well. So they've kind of abandoned it. It's a cult classic. Well, Arrested Development was a cult classic until Netflix revived it.
And then what season did they pick up on Community then?
I'm sure it's whenever... I think they were maybe in the writer's room and then picked up on it when Dan Harmon left. Because that's why there's loads of Community people in their films.
Exec producers and directors for Community seasons 1 to 3.
Yeah.
They directed the Paintball finale. They produced with Dan Harmon. I just feel like maybe they work better as like a team.
Yeah.
Like they're really serviceable. They can do a good job, but they don't have enough of their own style.
They need a guide.
They're not the... Maybe it's not their creative expression. Maybe they're the practical people.
Yeah. To bring other people's expression to life.
Yeah. Bosh. Done. Got it. Clip it and ship it. There you go, Russo brothers. Take a look in the mirror.
Yeah. So for me, I wouldn't have nominated it at all, but I'm totally fine with the noms. I feel like you probably would have nominated it.
I would. It's just like the only reason I watched it is because I'd like have a list of whatever's number one of the week I watch.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry, but the stuff that you guys watch to make number one. It's like
You're part of the problem because you're adding to that algorithm.
no, because I watch it after it's already become number one, so I'm not making it number one. And I'm just like, oh, this is always shit like this, and it obviously interests people. I just would love to know what goes through the average person's brain. Of they going, what did they want to see? Chris Pratt? Do they want to see Millie Bobby? They're probably like, oh, that guy from Guardians. Oh, that girl from Stranger Things. Oh, it's made by the people that made Avengers Endgame. Great. And that's why it's like they don't have to bother, do they? But it's interesting because the book is apparently very well revered. It makes me wonder why they chose it. They obviously loved it. Maybe they did love the book, but they didn't have someone to translate the book in a way that they could make it,
Someone got the rights. It's science fiction. Other than James Cameron, they're the highest grossing science fiction directors and writers in the world. They went, this is a great science fiction property. Statistically, you're the ones.
Statistically, the maths, but it doesn't equal.
But art doesn't math. Art doesn't math.
The art doesn't math. Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, I'm satisfied with that conclusion.
Look at us.
Who would have thought? Not me. So, anything else on the Electric State? I think I've probably come across as if I like really hated it. I think the thing is that I'm so sick of like just generic.
I think I'm
like
also
this.
overly positive because I really, really thought it was going to be like offensive.
Right. Wait, did we even think about like? We haven't really thought about who would have nominated this and why. Do we think it's people that like the book?
It's probably people that like the Avengers. They're just like, what the fuck was this?
Yeah.
And then also it was like widely publicised how expensive it was.
How expensive it was.
That was like it was originally a selling point and then a damning point. So
right. Okay. Yep. Makes sense to me.
Take us home.
And that was the Electric State. I'm so bored thinking about that film that I've forgotten how to end the episode.
I've run out of whiskey.
And on that note, Claire's run out of whiskey. That's the end of the Electric State episode. As it was number one, I know there are people out there that have watched this, as well as us. So let us know what you thought. Do you agree Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown are the movie star equivalent of boiled chicken and an impulse body spray? Because I think that's the most astute observation I've ever heard someone make. Come back next episode where we'll be going into some of the more odd around nominations for loads of different films, right? So we've done all of that.
I think we're wrapping up. It's basically all the acting and actor and actress noms,
and the sequel and some of the sort of
handful of random sequel ones. Yeah.
So we've done the big boys now.
Now it's some combi episodes.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what I think both of us have watched a fair few of the next few.
I have to say, these combi ones are killing me far more than these big boys.
What, as in like, because how bad they are?
Yeah, how are they not nominated for more?
And on that note, join us next time for our next Road to Razzies episode where you can find out just which films Claire is talking about. I can literally like hear the music in my head coming in like... And scene.